Good morning, and joining us, legendary WGN meteorologist Tom Skilling. Good morning.
Charles, I'm not often referred to as legendary anything, so I'm really flattered at your characterization. Good morning. Happy Friday to you.
Yeah, good morning to you. And we have a special connection here because
Yes.
you were apparently hanging out in Rochelle a couple weeks back. First off,
I was.
Thank you for coming to enjoy our community. Secondly, you got yourself into a position onto an aircraft because of a coworker. Tell us how this all came about, why you chose to come skydiving in Rochelle.
Well, you're absolutely right. And by the way, the Chicago Skydive facility there in Rochelle, beautiful Rochelle. I love being out there in farm country. It's so gorgeous. But I'll tell you, I've been hearing about the facility there for years from Jackie Bange, who is a skydiver, an avid skydiver. And, Jackie's hinted that I ought to be skydiving over the years. She started back in 1989 and has done 2,000 dives, many of them there at Rochelle. And she poked her head in when I announced my retirement, my full-time retirement date, about a year and a half ago, and I said to her at the time, as she poked her head in the weather office to say congratulations on retirement, I said, "Oh, Jackie, now with all this time I've got on my hands, I'm going to be able to take up skydiving." I was kidding her. And yet her eyes lit up, and I was next to a producer. We were doing another story at the time. Her eyes lit up, and I realized I had unwittingly committed to a skydive at the facility there. And so 2 weeks ago, out I went. And what an experience. I mean, it's just amazing. Do you know that facility just acquired Jimmy Buffett's airplane, the singer, the songwriter? He had a plane, and they bought that plane as part of their skydiving operation. It wasn't the plane I went up on, but the next flight up that took one of our camera people up who did a skydive after mine, he went on the Jimmy Buffett plane. So that's really something. It's a beautiful facility, and the staff there was just amazing, really, because I was a total novice. I knew nothing about skydiving, but having been in weather all these years, I'd always in the back of my mind thought, boy, it'd be kind of cool to fall through 2.5 miles of this atmosphere I've been trying to predict for the last half century. And it was amazing, just amazing. It really was.
You had a lot of fun, it sounds like. There are some pictures and things you have on your personal Facebook page that people can check out of your tandem skydive. When you got to the ground, after you pulled your feet up and didn't roll an ankle and all that fun stuff, what was your thoughts as soon as you collected yourself and were standing out there on the grass?
Oh, I had a lot of thoughts. You know, one of the most interesting ones, I had flown when I was in high school. I was going after my pilot's license, I thought, and I was flying out of Sugar Grove, out of the Aurora Municipal Airport there. So I've been flying little aircraft up to 4,000 and 5,000 feet, taking my flying lessons. But the plane out of Rochelle, the skydive facility, Chicago Skydive facility, goes up to 14,000 feet. So I'll tell you, the minute I looked out the door, thank goodness they get you out the door fast. I made up my mind, Charles, that I didn't care what I saw or how horrified I was at the sight of all the land way below me. I was going, and I went, and it was just amazing. Couple of things that struck me quickly. One, you smelled the Canadian wildfire smoke that we've been seeing in the sky all these weeks. You could smell it up there at flight level. And then the speed, you're falling at 140 miles an hour for about 60 seconds. You go from 14,000 feet down to 6,000, and that's where they open up the parachute. And, boy, all of a sudden you slow down. It's quite a jarring opening when that occurs. And then you drift down. I'm able to talk to my tandem diver to whom I was strapped because I didn't know what I was doing without his guidance. And he was marvelous. But at any rate, I think smelling the smoke and feeling it warm up as I descended through the atmosphere very quickly, that was pretty cool. And then to be able to look down on the world below me, unencumbered, was just amazing. Just amazing.
So the $1 million question is, are you going to come back out and throw yourself out of a plane again soon?
You know, I've been laying in bed every night since then. You kind of digest the situation, and I don't rule that out. I do not rule it out. It was a fascinating. You know, I knew I was safe. The safety record of skydiving is amazing. You're at greater risk driving in traffic and on a highway than you are skydiving in terms of, injury or death. So I had a pretty secure feeling I was safe. That was never my concern. But I think I might do that again. It was really interesting, and a lot of fun.
Former WGN meteorologist Tom Skilling. You might see him hanging out at the flight deck eating a sandwich after a leap out of a plane in Rochelle. Tom, thank you so much for joining us.
Charles, it's great talking to you. You take care. You have a beautiful community. Hi to everybody in Rochelle and surrounding environs. I just love going out. It's beautiful country there.